You find something you want to pursue. You go all in. A few weeks pass by, no results, nothing's happening, and it feels harder than expected. Suddenly, it's not the right thing anymore. Does this sound familiar to you? What if the problem was never the thing itself? What if the problem was that you just kept quitting 3 months before it would have actually started working? This is something we're all guilty of. We all want to be living our best life the moment that we figure out what that is. The moment we see something, we know that's our goal in life, we want to achieve it as soon as possible. And this isn't a character flaw, this is just human nature. It's human nature to be impatient. We see something, we want it. We want the easiest path to get there. Nothing wrong with that. That's just who we are as human beings. We go on social media and see people who already have exactly what we want, or we might even know people in real life that already are living the life we want. And this makes us feel left out, behind, frustrated with life, frustrated when we're not achieving the same goals that we want that other people have already achieved. And we think, okay, I'm just gonna do what they did. I'm gonna copy exactly what they did. I'm gonna do what this person tells me to do. This person, I'm gonna buy their course, I'm gonna follow the steps, and I'm going to make the money, build the business I want. I'm going to follow this girl's exercise plan because I want to lose 20 pounds and she lost 20 pounds doing this. So I'm going to follow that and I'm going to lose 20 pounds. We think if we just follow what someone says, we're going to achieve the exact goal we're promised. But the thing is, the reality kicks in. We get excited. We see this goal we want. We try and figure out how we're going to get there. Like I said, you may follow someone online, buy a course, follow a program, whatever. The reality kicks in, it's harder than it looks. You try something for a few weeks, and if you're not seeing any results or you're not seeing big enough results, the results that meet your expectations, it starts to feel like you should just quit. You tell yourself it's taking too long, it's not working, maybe it's just not for me, maybe I'm a failure at this, and then you quit. And then what happens? You find the next shiny object, you find the next program, you find the next course, you find the next person to follow, and you start this cycle all over again. You never give yourself a chance to succeed because you always quit before anything's had a real chance to work. And this is totally understandable. Like I said, it is human nature to be impatient, but also a lot of times we're only seeing people's highlight reels, especially when you go on social media. You just see people's picture perfect posts. You see videos of they've already gotten the life they wanted or supposedly they did. And it makes you feel left behind. You don't see the whole journey, the whole struggle to get there. People are always sharing their successes. It's pretty natural. You want to share what you succeeded at, your accomplishments. A lot of people don't share their failures or their struggles to get there. And for the people that do share their struggles, a lot of it's just condensed down into like a 30-second reel. You still see highlights of their struggle. You don't see the whole big picture. You don't see the ugly crying at 2 a.m. in their bedroom. You're going to see a curated clip of them crying. That's it. Like 2 seconds of crying, oh, this failed. They can tell you it was hard and it failed, but in that 30-second reel, that doesn't translate to your brain, to the real life, that this is going to be hard. This is going to be a struggle that you're going to want to give up so many times before you succeed. Just seeing this snapshot of someone's struggles does not translate to knowing that they grinded for like months and years towards their goals. So in general, our reference point for how long things take to achieve, it's been completely warped by social media, I think. We always think success should come in like 2 or 3 months because that's what everyone's showing online. Oh, I started dieting and working out and look at me, I lost 50 pounds, I lost 20 pounds, whatever it is. Oh, just start this business and in 2 to 3 months, you're going to be rich. You're going to be making 6 figures a year. It's not realistic. It may have happened to a few select people who got lucky. Even people online who become influencers who share their story. You see some of them sharing their stories like, oh, I just started posting for fun and somehow, my account blew up. I got like 1 million followers in 2 months, 3 months. 6 months later, they quit their job and they're living off their social media income. But that is not the reality for all of the content creators, all the influencers. That's not the reality for kind of the average person who's going to try. Just because you put in the work and try that doesn't mean you're going to be able to achieve it in the same time. there is a component of luck to some of these things as well. And for things that, aren't about making money, if you talk about your health goals, or maybe you're trying to learn a new hobby, maybe you want to learn to paint or draw or whatever, and you think, oh, I'm just going to follow this course. It's going to be pretty easy. I'm going to get better and better. It may take you a while to get better. Some people have more natural talent towards something than others. It may take you longer than somebody else. Everyone's a unique person. We're not machines. We're not all the same. So you need to realize you're going to have your own time frame for something to work out. You can't just compare yourself to someone who succeeded so fast. And here's something to actually sit with and think about. Just think about everything you've tried in the past, like 1 to 2 years. And it can be businesses, making money, anything in your career, your health, hobbies, just anything where you've had a specific goal that you're trying to work towards. If you had just stuck with it consistently, where would you be right now? Like, think about a goal that you had, something that you were going to try, you wanted to accomplish, and you gave up because you weren't seeing results. If you had not given up, is there a possibility you would have actually achieved that by now? You could literally be living the life you want if you had just kept going. And I know in the moment, just like staying on track, staying focused, it feels like torture when you're not seeing any results. It feels so demotivating. It feels like you're working for free if you're trying to work on your own business or something like that. If you're trying to work on your health, if you're trying to exercise, to get stronger, to lose weight, to gain weight, whatever, and you're not seeing those results quick enough, it feels very demotivating and hard to keep going. But if you zoom out, if you look at the big picture, 1, 2 years, that's a pretty short time frame in the whole span of your life. If you look at 10 years of your life, that's a lot longer to suffer compared to just 1 to 2 years of pushing through this discomfort to get to the results you want. You could be miserable, unhappy for 10 years and still be at that point because you didn't keep trying. Or you could be a little bit miserable for 1 year and finally you start to see the results you want. And then maybe the second year you're still a little bit miserable, but it's less hard because you're finally seeing results. And now the next 8 years of your life are going to be great because you already got what you wanted. For example, like you're trying to gain some muscle, build some strength, and you start working out, and workouts are hard. 2 weeks later, you're feeling tired, exhausted, you don't want to do it, and you check and you're like, I don't see any muscle, I don't see any changes, this isn't working, I'm just going to give up. That's the wrong mindset. It's not time to give up yet. You haven't given it long enough to start working. Some people might feel a little bit stronger already. Some people are going to feel like nothing. Some people, their muscles are just going to hurt so bad and it feels so hard and they just want to give up. But if you keep going, what if you keep going for 2 months, 3 months, 6 months? I guarantee you're going to start to see some changes. You're going to feel stronger. You're going to see your muscles get bigger. You're going to notice you're lifting heavier weights. But you have to push through that initial discomfort, that demotivation, that feeling of wanting to give up. So the results, they were always going to come, but you just didn't stay long enough to see them. So basically, it comes down to 2 choices in life. One is you keep quitting way too fast. You keep quitting before you've even had a chance to succeed, and you stay stuck and you tell yourself, I tried so many things. I tried this, I tried that. None of it ever worked. But at the end of the day, you're lying to yourself because you didn't give it a long enough chance to even succeed. You tried, but you didn't try long enough. You didn't try hard enough. Option 2 is that you commit to something for an appropriate amount of time. It's going to be different depending on what you're doing. Like I said, let's say you're trying to build some muscle with some workouts. Give yourself at least 3 months to start seeing significant results or momentum in the direction you want. If you're trying to do something like build a business, you probably need to give it 6 months to a year, You can't just give up too fast. And if something is still genuinely not working after that amount of time, then you can quit it if you want to. You can decide if you need to change things up or you just need to give it up completely. Sometimes things don't work out. Sometimes they're not a good fit for you. Sometimes they're just, complete scams. You don't know until you've tried. So try for the right amount of time, and then you're going to know you actually tried. Then you can say you really tried something, you gave it your all, it just didn't work out. That's okay. That's the worst case scenario. But the best case scenario here is that it does work out, it does push you forward, it gets that momentum going. Even if it's not the be all end all, it may push you towards the next correct thing. So at least you'll know it wasn't rushing through something, giving up way too fast, having shiny object syndrome. At least you'll know it wasn't that made you fail. You'll know you actually gave it a try and it just didn't work out for you. So the dream life you want is probably not as far away as you think it is. It's not as far away as it feels. You just keep leaving before you even have a chance to get there. So give things time, give yourself time, actually give it a real try, a real effort, so you can know that you tried, you know that you gave it your all, and you're going to get there eventually. You're going to find the thing that sticks. You're going to find the thing that's right for you. You're going to find all these goals you have to reach your dream life are achievable, but you just got to stick with them, okay? If you found this video helpful, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more content like this.